Namaste, everybody. Haribo again. Nice to be with you one more time. This is ongoing response to people's questions and concerns and interest in various topics. So some of our interested followers are asking about self-love and self-acceptance. And I was just looking at one of their comments. Why is the concept of loving oneself very popular? Well, everybody's looking for love. Everybody's looking for love because it's the nature of the soul. Really, the soul cannot exist without love. We see that in the lives today. See, the baby, as soon as it's born, is dependent on the mother. Yes, dependent for food, dependent for, personal bodily care and all of that. But the greatest dependence is the dependence on the love of the mother. That's the biggest need for the baby. You can't live without love. And people who don't have that love in their life feel like they don't have a life. Often the phrase, I feel dead is heard. Because, the soul has no life. Love is life. So, the concept of loving yourself, that sounds really attractive. We've tried loving others, and it's a struggle, it's difficult. Many times it didn't really come out as it should, as we wanted it to be. It was always a lot of turmoil and disappointment and anxiety. We just spoke about anxiety. And so other people, hard to find someone that you can love and will reciprocate, will return that love to you. But hey, if I love myself, I'm the doer, I'm the controller. I can love myself, I can give love back to myself. I can feel good about myself. I can serve myself. I can surrender to myself. All the things about love I can do for me. Nobody's going to leave me because I'm not going to leave myself. I'm right here. But of course, again, it's an illusion. Number one, there's no such thing as one person loving. See? Love requires two people. An exchange of feelings, emotions, sentiments, care between two individuals. You can't love alone. So the idea of loving yourself is self-defeating by nature. You have to have someone else to love. That's why people feel so lonely. I love myself, but I also need somebody else to love. So what, the idea is, feel good about myself. I like myself. The other side of that coin is I hate myself. I've heard people say that, and in all honesty, I hate myself, and they oftentimes do self-harm. I hate myself so much. Of course, they're identifying with the body and the mind. Adolescence is such a difficult time. Why? Because that's when the body starts to develop. You become more interested in what you look like and what others think about you. And so, you don't feel worthy. You don't feel good enough, especially if you get a few negative reactions toward you from other people. You know, the young girls look in the mirror, oh, this is too big, this is too little, you know, I don't like this, I don't like that, you know, and they spend a lot of time looking in the mirror, trying to, you know, just see what I look like, because they know, well, others will see me like that, and they won't like me, or I'll be ridiculed, I won't be accepted, I won't have friends, especially friends of the opposite sex. I won't have a boyfriend, or I'm in a male body, a girlfriend, etc. You know, it's a very difficult time. So that's why this self-love idea, concept is very popular. You know, I love myself. Let's read another one. Somebody said, what is the true understanding of self-love? Some people argue that we must forget about our needs and completely neglect ourselves and our bodies, that it will benefit us. And on the other hand, they say that you need to first develop love for yourself and build life on this foundation. What is the truth? Well, that's not the truth. See, forget about yourself, neglect your body, you know, et cetera, et cetera. Well, that's not intelligent. You can't forget about yourself. You know, we are who we are. See? So neglecting the body, that's certainly, you know, a foolish thing to do. Because when you neglect the body's health deteriorates. So many other problems set in. The body needs a lot of attention. Not overly attentive to the body, but attention to the maintenance of the body in the best way. See, so there you go. That's not correct. And what was the next part? First, develop love for yourself and build life on this foundation. You know, the problem is really love for ourselves is already there. We spend too much time trying to love ourselves. You know, we focus on ourselves completely. You know, so whether I love myself, oh, I'm so great, I'm so wonderful, false prestige, false ego, false pride, see? Or the other side of the coin is I hate myself. See, I love myself, I hate myself. I'm still the center of attention. I'm still focusing on myself. I'm still very egotistically oriented. I, me, mine philosophy. I'm the most important. See, that kind of foundation is a very, very undesirable foundation. So what we need to do is develop true understanding of ourselves. You're not going to hear me say something different because it's a solution to all problems. The problems with anxiety, depression, this concept of, you know, loving oneself, or whatever problems we may have, low self-esteem or whatever. It's all based on I'm the body, our hedonistic lifestyle, you know, sinful activities, throwing caution to the wind, you know, catering completely to the demands of the senses and the mind. That's all based on the idea I'm my body. But I'm not my body. So when I think I'm the body, it drags me into all these different levels of consciousness, you know, some seemingly favorable, some seemingly unfavorable, but they're all unfavorable because it's illusion. See, when I understand I'm spirit soul temporarily residing in these material bodies, the physical body and the mental body. See, when the mind starts to drive us crazy, We have to come back to the truth. I'm not my mind. See, why am I paying so much attention to the mind? My mind in its present state is my worst enemy. I want to make the mind my best friend. See? So the mind's, just categorically, a computer that's putting out thoughts, And so sometimes it puts out thoughts that are seemingly good. I like those thoughts. They represent pleasure. They promise me, future happiness. Or it puts out, thoughts of, destruction and, doubts and fears and et cetera, blowing things way out of proportion, making mountains out of molehills, you know, making us so we're always expecting the worst. Mm. That's the enemy mind, or making us think that these activities will make me happy no matter how degraded they are. These kinds of things. That's the enemy mind. Mm. So we want the mind not to be in that condition, and not the friend, saying, okay, let's go do this and be happy. But one who's understanding, no, you spirit soul. Let's think about spiritual topics. Mm. This includes engaging the intelligence. But for the mind and the intelligence to be favorable, they must have knowledge. We must give them the truth and use that truth. So the mind knows the truth, it's absorbed it, it's accepted it. And the intelligence is the guidance. Remember, this is what you should do, et cetera, et cetera. Be intelligent. Don't do that. That's going to have a bad result. Do this. This is going to be a good result. It's prescribed in the scriptures. It's prescribed by the true spiritual teachers. Remember who you are. See, your spirit soul. This is intelligence. See, if you do this, it will help you spiritually. If you do this, it will take you away from your spiritual gains and your spiritual growth. So we have to have education. It always comes back to that. We previously did a short video on the Vedic scriptures, these scriptures telling us this truth. See, we need to refer to that. We need to gain our knowledge from that, know it to be true. We should seek out a real teacher of truth, a bona fide spiritual master. We should listen to what he says, see if it coincides with what the scriptures say, see if there's harmony there. Because if it's bona fide, there has to be harmony. Does it feel right in my heart of hearts? See, not my contaminated heart, but beyond that, as deep inside me, does this resonate? Do I know, yeah, this is true. This is how it should be. All that will confirm that what I'm doing is correct. It's bona fide, and therefore it is the best thing I can do for me. That's real self-love. See, the kind of self-love is I'm caring for myself, my true self. See, love comes with care, right? So if we want to talk about self-love, then we can understand that will mean I care about my spiritual future, my spiritual well-being. See? But it's not just self-centered, egotistical care. It's, I want to grow spiritually. I want to become spiritually healthy. So the Lord will be pleased with me that he can empower me with understanding and inspiration and devotion and determination. And I want to give this to other people too. I want to help others. So my care expands to others. not just me in my little glass house, you see, but I want to give what I know to be beneficial for everybody to anyone who will accept it. I want to make it available. See, that's real love. See, so real love comes with love for all living entities. See, that's real love. So, we got to be careful who we listen to. Something that's very popular is usually a bad thing on the true understanding of life. See, if it's popular, that means a lot of people are accepting it. A lot of people are buying into it. A lot of people, are attracted to it. See, a lot of people are not attracted to spiritual truth, to spiritual understanding. See, you look at the true spiritual teachers, and the world is not, rushing to their feet. People are usually running away from them. They don't want to hear them. They do not want to accept them as their authority and so on. So be wary of something that's very popular. See, if you don't understand it, ask the question, just like these questions now. See, that's a sign of someone who's a little more introspective, a little more cautious, a little more desiring to know the truth. Okay, what about this self-love? It's so popular, but is it really good? What does it really mean? And what does it mean to really love? That's an intelligent person. So I hope everyone will be cautious. Don't jump into anything blindly. It may sound very good, but that doesn't mean it is. Okay, so what are we asking everyone that wants to do? Chant the mantras. Why? Because this is the recommended process for this age of Kali Yuga. We talked about the Kali Yuga in another video. See the different time periods in the material world. For this age, the chanting of these mantras is the recommended spiritual activity of all. It is the best of all activities. This is declared in Scripture. It cannot be wrong. The Supreme Lord Himself declares it openly. So, if we do that, then we're doing the right thing. And if we're doing it for real spiritual growth and ultimately to come to our position of love for the Lord, that's for the right reason. Doing the right thing for the right reason will have good results. All right, so there's some presentations where we're chanting at the end of our videos. Often there's a short little chant. Chant along with us. Don't be shy, don't be bashful. See, nobody sees you anyway because it's all online, But it will benefit you greatly. And if you do that, we're very thankful for you. Okay, see you next time. All the best. Namaste. Everybody wants to be happy. Everybody wants to be satisfied. Everybody wants to feel love. We need these things. And so the easiest way to actually fulfill these desires and needs is to regularly hear and chant the holy names. Chant these mantras. So let's all do that now. Oh,